So we're gonna start our NBA awards predictions by talking about our MVP predictions. My prediction for MVP is Mr. Jayson Tatum. I think he's going to be MVP because, unlike what our season previews predicted, I think the Celtics are going to do well. And they will be over their Las Vegas over-under. And I just think that he's going to take that extra step. And I also just really like him as a player. So he's my pick.
My pick's Kyrie Irving. I hate Kyrie Irving as a human. But after watching the first week, I've noticed that he is taking the most shots on the team. He's averaging the most points. And he is pushing the pace on offense. Like, Kevin Durant's still kind of working his way back into basketball shape. Like, he looks efficient. Like, I'm not saying he looks like shit, but he looks efficient. But if they keep this, and with the loss of Spencer Dinwiddie, he'd be relied on even more to move the offense. And I think Kyrie's got a nice opportunity if he keeps, what's he averaging now? 29? I think he's got 29 a game.
Yeah, something like that.
If he keeps this up in their top three in Brooklyn, then I don't think there's any reason why he can't win the most valuable player. Especially if it's like one of those things where we know for sure that he's leading the team over Kevin Durant. Like, these numbers, like, if this is how it finishes, it'll look clear from a statistical, man's I don't think he's going to keep shooting 60%. But just the way he's pushing the pace and the way he's moving the offense, I think if they finish in the top three in the East, he's going to be in there. I can't believe I'm saying that because I didn't think that would be the case when I did the preview, but I can't believe I'm saying it because after watching the first couple of games, like, he's just going so hard. He's going so fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like,
I found it interesting that you put him because I just know how much you don't like him. So
I don't.
It was just so surprising to me to see that you had Kyrie Irving.
Like, it just he's playing like it's the first fucking week of the season, but he's playing the way a leader of a team, like, this is a guy who wins MVP, is this type of shit. Like, the way he's leading the team, they're playing based on the way he's pushing the break. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's being so efficient. Like, I can't, if he finishes 50, 40, 90, which is way more possible than 60, 50, 1,000, then he'll, what do you call it? Then he'll win MVP.
Yeah.
All right.
I got you. So my guy is, who we deemed as Luka legend. My reasoning for him is he kind of started making the case last year. Like after his playoff, what he did in the playoffs, I think everybody was on notice about him, and I think that's why he came in as second in betting odds as the MVP. So so I just look at him not having Porzingis for a couple of months. Hopefully, like, so far they haven't been looking too good in their first 3 games, but sooner or later he's gonna start picking it up and start wilding. He also didn't come in pretty. He didn't come in the healthiest. He looked kind of chunkier and stuff. So I don't know.
Luka,
but
yeah,
he looked bigger.
Okay. He might have put on weight. I can see it when I'm watching these highlights. Like, now that you said something, his butt is slightly chunkier.
And but I think just between, like, because he obviously has the media hype. Everyone is looking at him as one of the.
Can we hold on? Because this is a good point. I kind of talked to you about this via text, but I wanted to ask you about this. Can we define the hype for the audience? What the
media hype is?
Because we talk about the hype on the show fairly often.
Yeah. So to me,
to break down what exactly the hype is.
To me is like it's through multiple, but usually like NBA Twitter, like they'll post pretty much these guys. Like, that's why, like, Zion was a perfect example because he was on freaking NBA Twitter every single game he played. And Luka's the same way. He's always on it for whatever play. And obviously you have to be good to be on it, or like at least have some type of highlights. But then you also have like a lot of media outlets who talk about him.
Yeah.
And they're already starting to push the narrative as him.
That's what I was going to say. The way I describe the hype is there's 4 guys every year, 4 or 5 guys that build the narrative of the season. Generally. Sometimes even less than that. But the hype is whoever the narrative is chasing. Like whoever's driving the narrative. Be it LeBron as part of the hype. Zion, like you just said. Luka Doncic got in it last season. I think Trae Young's the guy who's going to be picking that up. We'll get to him later. But continue. I'm sorry. I just wanted to.
No.
I think it's important going forward.
Yeah. So to have at least a face to the name of what we talk about. So that makes sense. But and I just think he's like, he could easily be very close to averaging a triple double. And I don't think what he did in the playoffs last year, obviously, I don't think that was a fluke or anything.
Yeah.
He obviously is just one of those players that could be really great and possibly a top 10 player all time if he's in that trajectory. Like you at least look. So I think between all of that, I could just see him winning his first MVP.
What do you give me a stat line?
So I think 31, 9, and 8 is probably something just because I know he's gonna have to take up sooner or later he's gonna have to start taking on more of the offensive burden for his team because you're losing out on your second star. So someone has to pick that up, and usually it's the main guy. So I think between what he does in the first quarter of the season or the first couple of games that Porzingis is out, and then they'll probably start going on some type of win streaks and stuff, and he starts wilding. But he came back and he was looking a little rusty.
Like, so that's what I meant. Yeah, I don't think the first week defines the MVP at all.
Obviously,
but it is interesting to look into that. Also, what the fuck is going on with all these guys playing low minutes? Not for nothing. I just keep seeing this amongst like.
Well,
somebody's playing 35 minutes a game. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's because look at it. It's gonna be a brutal ass season. Like they're going back to back to back. Like they already had back to backs, multiple back to backs, and like a lot of teams have. Like the Clippers, you had Kawhi already got in. He got hurt, and
they've had a bunch of people already get injured. I saw that. Yeah. There was a tweet with a bunch. There's like 10 guys that are either banged up or injured.
Yeah.
Talking about.
Yeah. So it just doesn't make sense to kill all you guys, especially when it's going to be like a long ass season, pretty much a long quick season, because you're going to have to play so many games in so little time.
True. Do you? Oh wait, one more before I ask this question. Lindsay, give me a stat line for Jayson Tatum to win MVP.
Can I see his other stats?
Yeah, I'm getting it right now.
Thank you. Look at how cute he is. Look at him with his weird little like mutton chops. Adorable.
So
my guy.
He's putting up right now 25, 9, and 3.
That was his playoff stats too. That was what we were talking about.
I did, and you were not sure whether he was going to keep the rebounding up, right?
Yeah. I'm surprised at the 9 rebound, but it's only 4 games, so we'll see.
No, but still, I mean, he's come out and played hard, like he's still in playoff mode. You know what I mean? That's the beauty of how the season was so the off season was so short. A lot of these guys are probably going to feel like they're coming into playoff mode. But this was his numbers in the playoffs: 25, 10, and 5 with a steal and a block.
Yeah.
Give me a stat line, then.
25, 9, and 4.
25, 9, and 4. You think that's done? Sure. I think if he wants to win MVP, he's got to get to 30.
30?
I could see like 28, 29 winning your MVP, but I don't think 20. I think it's hard to win MVP with 25 points. The only
just because of what the league's at right now. There's so many people. Like Trae Young almost put up 30 a game on a losing team. But
that's the point. It was a losing team. Winning is also taken into account when you're accounting for the MVP, correct?
But the only thing is with Boston is his. So the difference between what I've noticed with everyone's picks is, you guys have guys who are competing against each other. So you got guys who are averaging 25 plus a game in that same team. So you got Jaylen Brown, who's right now averaging 24, 25. You got KD averaging 26. Like it's gonna like you don't usually see MVPs get won with guys who are average with guys who have a teammate averaging 25 plus a game. I don't think I've
25,
ever
yeah. I
seen
was
it.
gonna say 20. I've definitely seen.
Yeah,
25 is a little different because D Wade was at like 22 with LeBron getting the MVP.
yeah,
And
which is
Shaq,
fun. Yeah,
yeah, and then Shaq got his MVP before Kobe went like.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
because and we always talk about it like that 25, 5-5 is like standard superstar level. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if you got another superstar on your team, it makes it a little harder to win MVP. You don't usually, unless you're LeBron, you don't usually win MVP with another superstar on your team.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. That was a big reason why I didn't want to pick Anthony Davis, is for exactly that reason. And
Yeah.
maybe I just think maybe people will feel like if people look at it at the end of the season, if the people voting look at the end of the season and they say Kyrie Irving was definitively the leader of this team through the regular season, I could see that happening, but it would have to get to that point. And I think if he put up 35-5 and he shot 50, 40, 90, it would be hard to deny it. That's what I'm saying. And so far, he's on his way. And that's what shocked me. I didn't expect that to be the case. I didn't expect him to come out and go and be this aggressive. And I think he's going to be able to maintain it barring injury. So that's why I have it.
I don't, yeah. I just think, I think that's tough, especially he hasn't been that efficient at all, like in his career, like in terms of 50, 40, 90. I mean,
I agree. That's why it's so weird to me.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be. I think it's tough, and it's just it really is a media driven award too. Like so having Kevin Durant, having one of those kind of guys on your team, which a lot of the media thinks that he's pretty much the same person. Which we
that's a whole nother conversation for a different.
But with that being like in the air, it makes it very difficult for you to be acknowledging that. It's the same thing with like how many times Magic probably should have won MVP while Kareem was there. You know what I mean? Like he probably should have won it earlier than he did, but because Kareem was Kareem, everyone was just like, nah, you're not even the best player on your team. Like that's how they look at it. And most people pretty much think that Kyrie Irving's not the best player on that team.
Yeah, I know, but that's why I'm making the case for him. Is because I think if he's able to flip that narrative, I don't know if he can. I'm not saying like this is going to happen, but if he's able to, then I think it's a shoot. I just think, what do you call it? I could see the story unfold that way. I don't know why. I just could. By the way he's playing and him being fucking weird with the stage on the courts, get noticed for that type of shit. But people, he'll like create a whole different. I could just see him creating a whole different narrative for his career based on this one season, where like he goes. Super
I just think a lot, and the media doesn't like him really. I really like the Jayson Tatum pick mainly because I don't see Jaylen Brown averaging 25 points for the rest of the season. I could definitely see Kevin Durant. Like I already stated that I think Kevin Durant is going to average at least 25 for the season. So I don't think I see Jaylen Brown as more of a 22-point guy, like something like that. So I could see Jayson Tatum, and a lot of people give him more credit for that team than Jaylen Brown, which is crazy to me because I think Jaylen Brown is like it's like really close. It's not like Jayson Tatum is just clearly the best guy in that team.
Yeah,
you know.
I think he's the most polished scorer on that team. And I think he's excellent two-way, or both ways, rather. But I really don't think they're going to be in the top 3. And that kills his MVP voting. Because you have to have crazy stats if you're not a top 3 team.
Yeah.
And you can't. That's my whole thing. But Lindsay thinks otherwise, right? Lindsay, where do you see them finishing? 1, 2, or 3?
2 or 3.
Right. Okay. Behind Brooklyn?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. So, like, they're definitely not as deep as they've been, you know?
Yeah.
Celtics. So that helps his case. But I think if I'm going to start thinking like that, then I think out of the 3 guys, I would pick Luka.
Yeah. I think I think Luka, even if he gets the 4th seed in the West, like because it's the West, because he's probably gonna have a crazy stat line. Like I could see him being the main guy. Plus all the other teams that are gonna be better than his, or like that might have a better record than him, have 2 superstars. Like he's really the only. He's the superstar, and then he has like kind of a star with Porzingis. Like so. So I just think, and I mean, Boston's pretty similar too, where Jayson Tatum's not a superstar yet. Like people have Luka in their top 5 right now. Like Jayson Tatum's not there. He's like top 15 to me, Jayson Tatum. But
one playoff series, and this guy's like the GOAT.
Yeah. I don't have him in the top 5, but he's in my top 10 for sure.
I was about to say, you don't have him top 5, but he's gonna be the MVP of our league.
There's been guys that aren't top 5 that won MVP.
I guess the way I look at it is top 5 is a seasonal thing. Like that changes every season, and I feel like nobody for that season. You get what I'm saying? Like they're usually one of the 5 best players in the league if they've won MVP for that year. I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and I could see Luka doing that. When is Porzingis getting back? How much?
I think like mid-January or something like that.
Oh, it's happening soon.
Yeah, the earliest projection was like mid-January. It just depends on how he looks.
I really am interested to see what they do when he comes back, because right now they destroyed the Clippers, right, without Kawhi.
Yeah.
But it was just an absolute ass beating.
It was fucking pathetic. It was so pathetic.
But if this team's humming offensively, that's his case, right? There'll be a top 3 seed, and he'll have that crazy stat line you were talking about.
Wait, I have a question for Dario.
What's up?
When Porzingis comes back, he's like that duo. The dude was averaging like basically 20 and 10. Won't that hurt Luka's MVP considerations?
Porzingis is averaging 20 and 10 right now.
He was like close to it, wasn't he? But last season, and then like in the playoffs, he was killing or something. I'm pretty sure.
I know in the playoffs he was definitely doing good, but I don't know if during the regular season he was. He might have. My thing is, and this is I think out of all I look at it as like Luka, Tatum, Kyrie, and the only reason is because Kyrie has another superstar on his team, has someone averaging over 25. I think Tatum has more of a shot at winning MVP because he's not gonna have another superstar. He's not gonna have another guy averaging 25 or whatever. Like to me, it's the 25 that is when it like it becomes like Kobe started making Shaq not be able to win MVPs because he was averaging 25 a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, that case was so weird though because they both were in the top 5 of voting.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't think I really don't think Kevin Durant's going to be in top 5 MVP voting this year. And if he is, then clearly
we saw cases where Shaq was like 3rd and Kobe was like 8th. Like
that's true.
So it's like I think it could still work out that way. I just look at it as Luka's more likely to have the crazier stat line,
right?
And then he's gonna if he's 3rd or 4th, he's on like that. You have to like it just. I don't see Tatum having a crazy stat line like Luka will. So like they might have close in points, but then and maybe close in rebounds, but then the assist is gonna be crazy or something like that.
So Porzingis did average 20. Basically 10 and 2 blocks, which would be the worst of the guys. Well, Brown's probably
Jaylen Brown would be the worst.
So
to me, because
I just think the Nets have a chance to win like a lot, a fucking lot. I don't know. I just can't. We'll have to see where the stats lie at the end of the day, but I could go. I'll go with Tatum. I don't mind. I think we can all agree on Tatum, so let's go with Tatum.
Oh no! Wait, time. Luka is my guy. I don't know. I'm not agreeing to anything else but Luka. To me, it's not even like Tatum was like, all right, you're a nice little second, but Luka, he's about to put up the stats. He's about to get the 3rd or 4th seed.
4th seed's not going to get it done though. 4th seed's not going to
in the West. Yes, it will.
Got to get top 3. To get MVP.
No way. Because there's no way that if Luka gets the 4th seed and averages 31, 9, and 8 versus Kyrie averaging like 29, 6, and 5 or whatever. Not even 5, probably 4.
But Kyrie has a chance to win 60 games in a 70-game season.
Exactly, but he's also going to have the one of the best superstars in the league with him, and Luka's not. And then he's also Luka's in a tougher conference. Like it's going to be like, to me, it's going to be clear Luka. Yeah, what most people are probably yelling, and we love you guys for yelling at us, is why not Giannis? And Giannis is just nobody likes him right now. Like they want to see more from him. So
nobody in your brain likes him right now.
Okay, I love Giannis right now, but it has absolutely nothing to do with his basketball career.
And has absolutely nothing to do with his popularity in grade school. What the fuck are you talking about? Nobody likes him.
No, I'm talking about media. No, the media right now is looking at him as you have to do more. It's the same shit. Like
I think it's voter fatigue more than that. And
you don't think that he has to do more? Like in terms of they want to. They're like, you're not gonna just keep winning MVPs and then burn out in the play or not do shit in the play.
Last year because he averaged the same amount of minutes he's averaging right now, but he put up 30 and 12. And he's not doing that, number one. Number two, it came out in the media, or it came out on Twitter at least, that he asked Bucks management for more minutes. And so far, that fucking hasn't happened. So it happened in the first game. He played like 35 minutes.
Yeah, but in another one of those games, it was like a blowout, so there's no reason for him to go.
I understand that. I know they blew out the Warriors, but my point is, I would like to see this be 35 minutes a game for the regular season. There's no reason physically he shouldn't be doing that. Like, it makes no sense. And if the man's asking for it, then it makes less sense. And I just think if they're gonna finish. I mean, if they win 60 games and he's got 30 and fucking 12, yeah, he'll probably be in consideration. But I think the competition has elevated greatly in the Eastern Conference. So, and I can't see them routing the Nets the way they did like Golden State, or like I just can't. I'd be surprised. So we'll see. But I mean, of course, he's going to be in consideration. There's going to be a couple of other guys. We didn't mention LeBron James's name, second in MVP voting last year. Like, there's going to be guys, but I don't know. I just think the Nets can win 60 games. So I like this. I like wearing the thing because I can go like this. Looks good. All right, let's move on. I've decided we don't need to have a definitive.
Yeah, I feel like that's gonna be tough.
We don't need to have a definitive winner. We'll find out at the end. But when we do this at the season's end, months from now, we're gonna come back to this. That'll be the idea. Yeah.
Watch, I'm gonna be the one who's right all the time.
All right.
I'd be so surprised if Tatum, if Tatum wins MVP, that'll be dope.
That'd be cool. I would like to see. I would not like to see Kyrie win it. I just thought it would be. I just thought it was interesting.
Oh, yeah, his freaking head will be. That'll fuck up the whole team.
Yeah.
He wins MVP, it's gonna fuck up that team.
Yeah, it definitely is. I don't disagree with that at all. All right.